morning everybody, it's Rebecca from Hedgerow Stitching. Today is Friday the 17th of November 2023 and I am here today to share with you my quilting progress. I have a couple of quilts on the go that I'll show you. I've got one that's a quilt top that's nearly finished, and I've got some books to share, I've got some kits to share, and I've also been looking at antique bits and pieces, so I have a few of those to share with you today. Thank you for joining me, thank you for subscribing, thank you for being one of my regular viewers. I really appreciate it. I have been stitching. I can't share what I'm stitching at the moment because it's a surprise for the end of November, and I will share that with you at a later stage. But I have been busy. Okay, first of all, let me show you one quilt top that I have finished and also what I've been working on recently. I hope you're all well and enjoying the autumn weather and staying nice and warm. Okay, first off, I will show you a little quilt top that I made up myself. I was looking for some fabrics to do a French general quilt. I have the pattern, but the fabrics are obviously sold out and out of stock, so I have been searching for those on the internet and managed to find a few of them, so my search continues. But from the little ones that I did have, I made this little quilt, just a 9-patch on some cream fabric. I need to put some lining inside and a backing, and I thought that would just look pretty on the table or somewhere in the bedroom, and that's my little quilt top. So that's the first thing I did. I spent most of the summer quilting because I have a bug, and then when I get going I like to sew up here. This is my stitching room. It needs a little bit of a tidy up, so it's a bit messy, but this is where I produce all my stitching goods. Okay, I've been following along on Susan Stanley Stitch in Time Mary 1840 doll quilt stitch along, and I have started this one in June when Wimbledon was on the TV, so I was stitching and watching the tennis. If you can hear Betty downstairs, a little trotter along, she's I think some people are arriving home, so she's out at the window. This was a hand-pieced doll quilt. I've not quite finished it yet because I'm waiting for Susan's video on how to apply the binding. My other piece I just showed you was machine quilted, put together, but this one is hand quilted, and this is as far as I've got. Oh, I think it's upside down. This is as far as I've got with it. So pretty little 1840 type fabrics. I didn't buy the kit from Susan because the shipping is as expensive as the actual kit, but she did a few years ago very kindly sent me some fabric, so I've used some of those in this quilt, and I've backed it with a polka dot brown in keeping with the 1840s era. And then I've got the binding here. I need to cut this into 4 strips. I think I've got enough, because this is all I've got, and then hand sew the binding on. I have quilted it, but I don't, you can see on the back a little bit of the hand quilting. I don't hand quilt very often, and I really need to practice. I have learnt so much by doing this stitch along. I realise I didn't baste the layers together before I quilted it, so that was one step that I need to go back and learn again when I do a second doll quilt. And also I didn't use a heavier weight quilting thread, I just used the sewing thread that I had used to sew it together with. So I used a combination. I think I used Aurifil 80 weight, but I now know that I need to use a 12 weight or something equivalent to hand quilt it. So when I do my second one, which I plan to do, I will do that. So thank you, Susan, for such fantastic videos and taking us all back to the 1840s on the Mississippi River in St. Louis, Missouri, and I've been really enjoying those. So that's my doll quilt. Next up is my progress on, I think this is Jo Morton Rose quilt, sampler quilt. I bought this kit, I think it was probably the last one available. The box was a little bit damaged, so I got it reduced from a local quilt shop, and I have been, it shows you, the picture is not really very clear on here, but I think I've seen a few people working on this quilt. Let's pop that down there. So what I first did was organise all the fabrics into numbered envelopes. So all the fabrics in there are in there, and it's her rose fabric line. What I've done in my second binder is put in, oops, first of all at the beginning, the photograph of all the fabrics all numbered, and then I have they're my scraps. Then I've started on doing the samples. So this is block 1, and so I'm working my way through all the samples. These are all machine pieced. It's turning out to be very pretty. I did get quite a few of them done, and I've had a bit of a break from doing them. I think I'm on about number 21, and then you cut out blue squares and then sew them all together. So I've got a fair bit of these done. That's one I haven't completed yet. Oh yes, I'm up to here. So I've done a few more. What's that one? 23. Yeah, I'm up about 23. I've cut out most of the squares, so that's an ongoing project of mine, which I'm looking forward to finishing. So that's my Rose by Jo Morton. My second project that I'm doing is out of this book, and it's Dutch Heritage by Petra Prins. This is a beautiful book by Quilt Mania. Lots of lovely quilts in there. And I'm doing this one on the front here. Again, it was quite difficult to source the fabrics, but I managed to get hold of some, and I've used some from my own stash as well. And this is as far as I've got. I'll have to stand up because it's quite a big one. So this is as far as I have. I've got most of the sections on now. This pink area is appliqued leaves and flowers, so I've got that to go on. But I have most of the border, and I'm just waiting for a gold to do the binding round the top, and then I've finished. And this will make a lovely tablecloth. So I've really enjoyed doing this one, and hopefully that will be quilted soon. I'm not quite sure on the backing fabric for this one. It may be quite nice to do a nice blue, pick up the blue that's in there and then do that as a backing fabric, but we'll see. So that's a pretty quilt that I've finishing off. The next section of this video will be to show you some of my quilting stash. I have been collecting fabrics for various kits, and one of the kits that caught my eye was one of Susan Smith's quilt designs, and this she called Elizabeth. And the reason why I picked this one is that this is based on the Elizabeth I's dress that was found in a church in Bacton, and it was known to be the only surviving dress of Elizabeth. So she's produced those, and this is the kit for it. So it's a grey polka dot background and then all these pretty colours, rainbow colours for the kit. It's a lot of hand applique. The kits are still available. I think I got this from Petra Prinz in the Netherlands. I think there are some kits still available, so that's on my radar to start soon. Where should I put that? Pop that. Another quilt kit that I purchased was also by Petra Prinz Patchwork and Quilting, designed by Judith Ebelar, and this is Rosamond. And this comes with all these fabrics. Pretty, very, very pretty Dutch heritage fabrics. Beautiful green, super shade of blush, and these lovely mistletoe designs. I've got probably enough fabric here to do 3 or 4 of the quilts. And then there's these pretty colours as well, and I think the background is this blue. So that is for my Rosamond quilt. I haven't started that one yet. Also a little while ago I thought I would start a die-forward haul quilt, and I bought the pattern and I've been collecting the fabrics. It was released a few years ago, and I was stepping ahead of myself in terms of quilting difficulty, so I've put this one on the back burner for now, so I'll show you it. And I expect a lot of you have already made this quilt, but this is Die Forward Hall and Windmere, and this is the quilt on the back here. This is very much a retirement quilt. The fabrics I've been collecting from various different places. This is one of them. I think you cut out this design and then you do some hand applique on the outside, and there are various fabrics that you collect in different colours. All stunning fabrics. This one. I've still got a few ones outstanding, but these are the main ones that I've got, and I think I've also got to find the backing fabric for that, so that's an ongoing little collection of mine. Talking about a little bit more stash for my quilt collection, I spied online this pack of fabrics. These are large, I think these are half yards, and I think this is the Saint Etienne range. You can get these fabrics in the UK, but I think you can only get the sort of smaller kits or smaller bundles, so I went online and ordered the large bundles, so that's a beautiful set of fabric. I'm not quite sure what I'll make with this one, but I'll show you when I decide. I've also got some fabric coming, which is the latest French General fabric, which is Marie Antoinette, and I've also ordered the panel of Marie Antoinette, her head and all her glorious hats. So I'll show you that when that arrives. It should be being shipped to me sometime shortly, so I'm looking forward to receiving that one. Another quilt pattern that I saw on Instagram a photograph of this quilt here, and it was all done in reds and whites, and it looked absolutely stunning. And so I've been searching for red fabrics to be able to put together my own version, and these are just some of the fabrics I've found so far. It's actually quite difficult to find true red fabric because a lot of the fabrics available are either are very pink or are quite orange. So these are the ones I've put together so far. For this quilt, and there's another one there. So although they're classed as red, some of these are actually pink. So I'm hoping to, and then I've got just a Bella Solids pack for the background. So that's my Thimble Blossoms quilt. If I can find a picture of the photograph that inspired me to collect these fabrics, I shall put it in here. And another, I did go on a bit of a spree. Another quilt kit that I bought is the Jane Austen quilt kit in this massive box, and it comes inside with all the fabrics. I'm sure you've all seen this design. This is the quilt. And it comes with a template. Let me show you the fabrics because they are gorgeous. There's some of the fabric. I think this is the backing fabric. And then you have a panel of diamonds that you cut out. Hi! So you have a panel of diamonds that you cut out, and then to save yourself from doing all the tiny piecing, they give you a panel, a border with all these pre-printed diamonds. And I haven't had the nerve to dip into this one yet, so that's on my radar. I'm just going to take a short break and I shall be back in just a little while. Okay, carrying on, I have got some bits and pieces to show you from collecting over the last couple of months. I picked up this beautiful box of Dutch fabric samples in a lovely box with a beautiful ribbon. So I look forward to choosing something to do with those. These are fat quarters. So I've got that collection box. Not long ago I signed up for one of the Royal School of Needlework's kits and online videos. I want to improve all my embroidery skills, and the only way of doing that is doing some. So I ordered online a Jacobean crewelwork kit, and it's this design, and it comes with the fabric with the design marked on it. You get 2 packs of needles, and you get the Appleton wools. I've not started mine. You do have access to a video link online, and then there's various videos that take you through all the different stitches. So I'm going to look forward to doing that. So I signed up online to do that. What else have I got? I've got a few books to show you in a minute, but I thought I would show you these 2 pictures that I got from an old auction. And these are not cross stitch and not embroidery, but I think they're called needle painting. And this is the first one. And these come in these lovely oval frames, and it says on the back in pencil that they're conservation framed in 1996. So that's the first one. And then the second one I got was this really lovely one. Very, very fine needle painting. And there is a episode about needle painting and the woman who made this popular in the United Kingdom on the So What podcast. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the description box. So I got those 2. And then I picked up this mahogany or oak, I'm not quite sure, sewing box. So very nice. I don't have the key for it, but a really old box. It had a lot of sewing bits and pieces inside. They were very old and I did discard some of them, but inside I need to clean out the box and do it with clean silk and paint these sections. So it's got a pull out section and then a deep box which needs a bit of a clean up. But I got this for a spit of a price on an auction site, and that will turn into a lovely sewing box. Now I have some books to show you. These are ones that I've picked up recently. They're all about stitching, quilting. The first one is Sylvia Grove's The History of Needlework Tools and Accessories. And that's a picture of the lady who wrote the book on the back. And this is quite an old book actually. When was it published? First published in 1966, so quite an old one. But I always think the old ones are the best. And there's some pictures inside of needlework tools. And collections of thimbles. I've started a little collection of thimbles, and I don't think you can see them. They're on the back up there, and so I shall enjoy looking through this book later on. So that's one book I picked up, and the next ones are really quilting books. So I picked up this one, Quilts of Virginia, and this is by the Virginia Consortium of Quilters. Don't know why I had that page. Oh, that's a really lovely book. I picked up this book, Quilts of Prince Edward Island, and has a super amount of quilts in here. This is a beautiful one here. And the reason why I'm collecting these American quilt books is I'm researching some material for a book on my Quaker ancestors, and some of them emigrated to America, and I am interested in what they did there, and you know, the sort of needlework that they did. So I wanted to find out as much as possible about the quilts of certain areas in the States where my ancestors emigrated to. I'm also researching them back into, I've gone back as far as the 1580s at the moment in London, and that's all something on the back burner. I've been researching material for that for years, going through family papers and photographs and diaries and things. So hopefully in a couple of years' time my little book will be published. And a beautiful, beautiful book that I got from Lynn Bassett, Zajac Bassett, is on Massachusetts quilts. This is a gorgeous hardback printed by the University Press of New England, and there is an ongoing exhibition at the Florence Griswold Museum, and it has a lot of these quilts on exhibit there. She also has another book out. It's actually not published yet, but she has worked on another book, and that's due to be published through the museum. And these have just got some lovely photographs of various quilts. And it gives the history of the makers as well. So if you can get hold of a copy of this, it is your quilter, and you don't have it in your collection, I highly recommend this book. Another book I picked up was, I got all these books some time ago, but I've just not shown them on my videos yet. This is the American Quilt book by Roderick and Kirakoff and Elizabeth Johnson, A History of Cloth and Comfort, and this covers 1750 to 1950, and that's this book here. Again, quite a large, thick book, and shows some fantastic photographs of quilts and the history behind them and the makers of the quilts. So that is another book that I picked up. And then for my own, those are sort of reference books, and these are more quilting stitching books. I picked up the Patchwork Place So Many Notions book, and they have some cute little wool fabric projects to do in here. That's a nice one of the pumpkin. A button pattern there. So I got that one. And I also got, oh, who was that by? Sorry, that's by Debbie Busby. And then this one is Bonnie Sullivan, and I've got a couple of Bonnie Sullivan's books, and this is A Change of Seasons. And she's got some really nice wool applique designs in here. So that's another one I got. And then when I was on my quilting bug a little while ago, I collected a book by Laundry Basket Quilts, and it's the So In Love collection of quilts. The red and white quilts, and I'll show you the one I want to make out of here. That's sort of red, pink and cream colour palette, and they're all beautiful, these quilts, but there is the one that I really want to make out of this book. There's that one there. So I got that. And then I picked up Christmas figs, and this is a Fig Tree & Co, and it's a block of the month with 10 quilting projects, and it's the green and white. And then you can use some of the blocks for table toppers. Also cushions. So I got that one, and that's Christmas figs. So I picked up quite a lot of things to add to my stash here, and I hope to be able to start some of those projects shortly. So thank you for joining me today and spending a little time in my sewing studio here, and I really enjoyed your company. Please like, subscribe and hit the notification button if you wish to. I am very poor at uploading on a regular basis, I know that, and I hope in the future that will be addressed when I have a little bit more free time to make these videos. In the meantime, I hope you're all well, stay safe and happy stitching everybody. Bye bye.